In a row. Just how do you feel about how you guys are playing right now?
I think we're playing pretty well. Obviously, I think the thing that we keep talking about is there's a lot of room to get better, knowing what's ahead of us, certainly starting on Sunday. But, you're in the middle of January, you're a third of the season to go, and you're still playing games that are important. And hopefully, as we all do, is try and get through January the best you can. And, I think one more week at the midpoint of the Big 12 season. And hopefully when the calendar turns to February, that there's important games there. So overall, I've been really pleased with a lot of the stuff we're doing and finding ways to have levels of success and not doing it the same way every night. This is probably a tribute to them more than anything.
Have you ever had a situation like this with a team where you don't really, I don't know if it's safe to say you don't really have an identity, but you don't have just one way of winning, like you had kind of mentioned the other night, everybody knows you guys as a three-point shooting team, and it seems like you can win in a variety of ways.
Yeah, I guess depending on the night, that's a really good thing, or it could be a concern, because you don't, I guess what you hope your identity is for us is that you're gonna compete and you're gonna find ways to have success. I mean, I tell our kids all the time, I don't care what it is, school or what we all do for a living, you find a way or you find an excuse. And, and obviously I think last week was a very unique week, and we found a way to win 3 games in 3 completely different ways. And I don't know that that's sustainable, but we keep trying to, all of us keep trying to, I don't know, not identify, but how do you put, words on, or how do you truly evaluate and say this is your team? It's like, all right, this is who we are. Let's quit overthinking it too much on our end. And I'm sure it's like, are you a running team? You a passing team? You like, I don't know. I just think we're, I think the core of it, again, it's a long, boring answer, is like, Audie and Addie give us something that we can play around. And every game starts with how do people guard those guys, and then it kind of falls from there.
How what way will you have to play in order to beat a team as good as West Virginia on its own floor?
I think it is the most unique style in our league. Borderline impossible to prepare for in 2 days. At this time of year, your practices are short. Scout team hates it because all they do is just have to guard and press. The game's got to go your way a little bit, and I think it's odd that everyone wants to talk about your press offense, which it is, but it's harder to press if they're not scoring all the time. So it's kind of like, live ball turnovers kill you, but if we can not turn the ball over and make them score in the half court, maybe. So it's a weird deal. And obviously they've played, their numbers at home are astonishing. It's ridiculous the way they are at home. It'll be a tremendous challenge for sure. And, it's one of those things where you get them one time and you get them on their court. And hopefully we can find a couple things to have some success against that pressure.
After such a difficult stretch, we talked about the road trip and all that stuff. Did you feel like the 2 days off kind of gave this team a break that they needed?
Yeah, well, I don't know exactly how much it helped, but there's no question, like, for everyone, the mental part of it, the physical part of it, this time of year. We went 10 straight days. We had 4 games in 10 days, and now you take 2 days off, and now we start Sunday to Saturday, 3 games in a week. And like I said, I don't know who I pissed off at the Big 12 office, but they didn't give us any breaks on the schedule. But so we have to be smart about it. But yeah, I think it's the physical part of it is good too. But I just think the idea that when you wake up in the morning, and especially now they're not in class.
Yeah.
So it's not like, oh, I have to go to practice, right? Like there is that, you know, it very similar to the holiday break, where really there's nothing to focus on, nothing to do. And our, like I said the other night, our strength and conditioning staff, our training staff, do a really good job of just making sure that we're handling the off day. You can't lay around either. You know, you don't want them sleeping for 14 hours. You got to do something. So that, and I thought we practiced really well today, so that was good. I mean, you always, that's the number one thing is you worry when you have time off. Are they ready to go? And I thought we practiced well this morning.
Well, and you brought it up after the game. You talked about, I mean, everything that you'd been through. Is this just the new reality of a 16-team coast-to-coast league? Is there a way to fix the schedule?
No, I don't think there is. I mean, I think the only way you probably fix it is not going to happen, and it becomes regional. But I mean, and everyone, like for us, we're in a good spot. We're in the middle.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even imagine, you know, the teams that are going, like NC State women just went and played Cal and Stanford. Okay, think about that. I mean, has anyone looked at a map? You know, and you're like, you know, and again, it is what it is, and it's football, and it's TV, but you're in the Atlantic Coast Conference, and your school is on the Pacific Ocean. You know, I mean, and like I said, I mean, we're lucky because our trips are relatively short compared to, like, you know, I can't, you know, the Central Florida to, like last week. I mean, we played at Arizona, and the Central Florida men were playing at 8 o'clock at night at Arizona. I mean, I hope they made it to church the next day. But I mean, it just, yeah, I don't think there's a way to fix it. And I think that the issue, not the issue, but the difference is in football, it's one game a week, and it's not during the week. So like in basketball, I mean, you're going, like I said, I mean, the travel it's insane. But that's the world we live in, and it's not going backwards, I don't think, by any means.
How valuable, I guess I would say, has rigging been,
Yeah.
given, you know, the limited minutes for Emily? You know, she's kind of had baptism by fire, but now you're seeing her offense come to her a little bit. Just how would you describe just the way she's matured?
I couldn't be more proud of her. I mean, really. I mean, she's in a really hard spot, and you know, we always joke about it's a long way from Noblesville High School to the Big 12, and in that position, and everyone knows, you know, when she comes in the game. I mean, and the people she's playing against are athletic, and they're old, and they're physical, and she makes no excuses. She practices really, really hard. She wants to be good. She communicates. She does all the things that, you know, again, it's not fair, but she does all the things that Emily Ryan did when she was a freshman. You come in, you're like, hey, this is, you know, I'm a point guard. I'm a leader. I'm competitive. I'm not making excuses. But she's been put in a really unfair position, but has not complained 1 second about it. And I think I said this to you guys before. The biggest tribute I would say to her about her is everyone trusts her. Most importantly, her teammates. Like, there is no like, oh my God, you know, what are we going to do with the little freshman guard in the game? It's that they treat her just like they do Emily Ryan. And again, that's a huge tribute to her and how she was coached in high school, AAU, all that stuff. So, really proud of her. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it, Bill.
Appreciate it. Thank you,
Appreciate your
sir.
time.
Oh, appreciate you.